I got accepted to Oxford for my PhD. My sister demanded I turn it down to babysit her 3 kids for free because she deserves a break. When I refused, she reported me to child services. 7 years working toward my dream PhD program, then my sister expected me to throw it away to be her free nanny so she could go out partying every night. My name is Rachel Torres. I'm 26 years old. 3 years ago, I got accepted to Oxford University in England for a PhD in neuroscience. Fully funded. Prestigious program. World-class research opportunity. It was my dream. The goal I'd been working toward since I was 19 years old. 7 years of sacrifice. Of studying while working multiple jobs. Of research and publications and perfect grades. Everything I'd done was building toward this moment. When I told my family, I expected celebration. Pride. Excitement. Instead, my older sister looked at me and said, "You can't go. I need you here to babysit my kids." My sister Vanessa. 32 years old. Single mother of 3. Who spent most nights out partying while our grandmother watched her children. She expected me to turn down Oxford. To throw away 7 years of work. To stay in Phoenix and be her free nanny. So she could keep going out. Keep living her life. While I sacrificed mine. When I refused, she declared war. Turned the entire family against me. Told everyone I was abandoning my nephews. Called me selfish and heartless. Then she reported me to Child Protective Services. Filed a false claim that I was the children's primary caregiver and was abandoning them to go overseas. The investigation found nothing. Because it was all lies. But the damage was done. My family believed I was the villain. The selfish aunt who chose education over family. I went to Oxford anyway. And I've never regretted it. This is the story of choosing your dreams over someone else's convenience. And being punished for it. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. My parents, Marco and Lisa Torres, were working-class people. Dad was a construction supervisor. Mom was a dental hygienist. We weren't wealthy. But we were comfortable. Lower middle class. I have one sister. Vanessa is 6 years older than me. She's 32 now. I'm 26. Growing up, Vanessa was the rebellious one. The party girl. The one who fought with our parents constantly. She dropped out of high school at 17. Got her GED later. Worked retail jobs. I was the opposite. The studious one. The achiever. The one with big dreams. I wanted to be a scientist. Specifically, a neuroscientist. I was fascinated by the brain. By how it works. How it can be healed. I worked hard in school. Straight A's. AP classes. Science competitions. Everything to prepare for university. My parents were proud. Rachel is going to be the first in our family to get a degree. Maybe even become a doctor. Vanessa resented it. Rachel thinks she's better than everyone. She's going to leave and forget about us. I wasn't trying to be better. I was trying to build a future. When I was 18, I got accepted to Arizona State University. Full scholarship. Pre-med track with a neuroscience focus. Vanessa was 24. Already had one kid. My nephew Tyler. He was 2 years old. Vanessa was a single mom. The father wasn't involved. She lived with our parents. Worked part-time. Relied on our mom to babysit constantly. I moved into the dorms at ASU. Started my undergraduate degree. It was hard. Really hard. The scholarship covered tuition but not living expenses. I worked 3 part-time jobs. Weekends at a coffee shop. Evenings tutoring. Overnight shifts at a campus library. I studied between shifts. In the library during breaks. On the bus to work. Slept maybe 5 hours a night. Lived on ramen and coffee. But I maintained my grades. 4.0 GPA. Dean's List every semester. I also got involved in research. Worked in a neuroscience lab as an undergraduate assistant. Unpaid. But invaluable experience. Helped with experiments. Learned techniques. Co-authored a research paper that got published in a minor journal. My professor was impressed. "Rachel, you should think about graduate school. You have real talent for research. I want to get my PhD eventually. Maybe at Oxford or Cambridge. Work with the best in the field." She smiled. "That's ambitious. But you could do it. Keep working like this." Oxford became my dream. The goal. The ultimate achievement. I researched their neuroscience program obsessively. The professors. The labs. The admission requirements. I knew exactly what I needed to do to get in. Meanwhile, Vanessa was struggling. Had a second kid. My niece Sophia. Different father. Also not involved. She was 26 with 2 kids under 4. Living with our parents. Working part-time at a retail store. Our mom was basically raising the kids. Watching them while Vanessa worked. And while Vanessa went out. Because Vanessa still partied. A lot. Most weekends. Often weeknights. "I need a social life," she'd say when our parents complained. "I'm not just a mom. I'm a person." Our parents enabled it. She's had a hard life. Let her have some fun. But it meant the kids were always with our grandma. Our mom. Who was getting tired. I graduated undergrad at 22. Honors degree. Multiple research publications. Strong letters of recommendation. Applied to master's programs. Got accepted to several. Chose ASU because they offered full funding plus a stipend. Started my master's degree in neuroscience. More research. More publications. Deeper specialization. Vanessa had her third kid when I was 23. My nephew Mason. Again, different father. Again, not involved. She was 29 with 3 kids. Still living with our parents. Still working part-time. Still going out constantly. Our mom was exhausted. "I'm 60 years old. I can't keep raising these kids." "Then tell Vanessa to stay home more," I suggested. "I can't do that. She's depressed. She needs to get out. Socialize. She needs to be a mother." "Rachel, don't be judgmental. You don't understand what it's like being a single parent." I didn't argue. But I noticed the pattern. Vanessa's needs always came first. The kids came second. And everyone else, including our aging mother, had to accommodate. During my master's program, I spent every moment either studying, researching, or working. I needed money for my eventual PhD applications. Application fees. Test prep. Travel for interviews. I worked 2 jobs plus my research assistantship. Saved every penny. Social life? Non-existent. Relationships? None. Hobbies? Didn't have time. Everything was focused on the goal. Oxford. I took the GRE. Scored in the 99th percentile. Perfect. I published 3 more research papers during my master's. First author on 2 of them. My thesis won the Department Award for Best Graduate Research. At 25, I applied to PhD programs. Oxford. Cambridge. Stanford. MIT. Yale. The top programs in neuroscience. Long shots. But I had the credentials. I submitted my applications in December. Then waited. The anxiety was crushing. 4 months of waiting to find out if 7 years of work would pay off. In March, I got an email from Oxford. Subject: PhD program decision. I stared at it for 10 minutes before opening it. Dear Ms. Torres, we are pleased to offer you admission to the DPhil program in neuroscience at Oxford University. I screamed. Actually screamed. In the library where I was studying. People stared. I didn't care. I got in. I got into Oxford. Full funding. Stipend for living expenses. For years to complete my research. This was it. My dream. I called my parents immediately. Mom. I got into Oxford. For my PhD. Oxford? In England? Yes. Full scholarship. They're paying for everything. That's wonderful, honey. Congratulations. Her tone was off. Not excited. Cautious. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just. England is very far away. I know. But it's Oxford. This is everything I've been working for. When would you leave? September. 6 months from now. Oh. That's soon. I know. I have so much to prepare. Visa. Housing. Everything. We should talk about this as a family. Come over this weekend. Saturday, I drove to my parents' house. Excited to celebrate with everyone. Vanessa was there. With all 3 kids. Tyler was 10. Sophia was 8. Mason was 5. The kids were running around screaming. The house was chaos. My mom looked exhausted. Rachel, sit down. We need to talk about this Oxford thing. The Oxford thing? Mom, it's my PhD. My dream program. Vanessa spoke up. Yeah, we need to talk about that. About you leaving. I'm not leaving permanently. It's 4 years for the degree. Then I'll probably look for postdoc positions. 4 years? Vanessa interrupted. You're going to be gone for 4 years? That's how long a PhD takes. That's ridiculous. You can't leave for 4 years. Why not? Because I need you here. I stared at her. Need me for what? To help with the kids. Mom's getting too old to watch them all the time. I need family support. Vanessa, I have my own life. My own career. I can't stay in Phoenix to babysit. I'm not asking you to babysit. I'm asking you to be part of this family. To help when we need you. I do help. When I'm here. But I'm going to Oxford. She stood up. Angry. No. You're not. You need to turn it down. I laughed. Actually laughed. Turn down Oxford? Are you insane? I'm serious. Tell them you can't come. Stay here. Help me with my kids. Absolutely not. I've worked 7 years for this. And I've been a mother for 8 years. I deserve a break. I deserve to have a life. Then hire a babysitter. Or stay home more. But I'm not giving up Oxford. My mom intervened. Rachel, maybe Vanessa has a point. 4 years is a long time. And she does need help. Mom, this is my career. My future. Vanessa's kids are not my responsibility. Vanessa's voice got loud. Shrill. They're your nephews. Your niece. Don't you care about them? Of course I care about them. But caring about them doesn't mean sacrificing my entire future to babysit while you go out partying. I don't party. I socialize. I have a social life. I'm not just a mom. You're out 4 nights a week. I've seen your Instagram. Don't pretend this is about the kids needing care. This is about you wanting freedom without responsibility. She slapped me. Actually slapped me across the face. The room went silent. Even the kids stopped playing. I held my cheek. Shocked. Did you just hit me? You're calling me a bad mother. I'm calling you irresponsible. And I'm not staying to enable it. My dad finally spoke. Rachel, that's enough. Apologize to your sister. Apologize? She hit me. You insulted her parenting. She's under a lot of stress. And I'm under a lot of stress. I just got into Oxford and my family is telling me I can't go. We're not telling you that you can't go, my mom said carefully. We're asking you to consider postponing. Maybe apply again in a few years. After Vanessa's kids are older. Postpone Oxford? Do you have any idea how competitive this program is? If I turn it down, I may never get another chance. Or you might. You're smart. You'll get in again. That's not how it works. PhD admissions aren't guaranteed. This is my one shot. Vanessa was crying now. Dramatic, heaving sobs. I can't believe my own sister cares more about school than her family. I'm drowning here. I need help. And you're abandoning me. I'm not abandoning you. I'm pursuing my education. Same thing. You're leaving. When I need you most. You've needed help for 8 years. And our parents have been providing it. That doesn't obligate me to put my life on hold. My dad shook his head. We raised you to value family. To help each other. This is disappointing, Rachel. What's disappointing is that you're asking me to give up my dream because Vanessa can't handle the consequences of her choices. I grabbed my purse and left. Drove home shaking. Crying. Furious and hurt. My family was asking me to turn down Oxford. The opportunity I'd worked my entire adult life for. Because Vanessa wanted free childcare so she could keep partying. Over the next few weeks, the pressure intensified. My mom called daily. Have you reconsidered? No. Vanessa is really struggling. She's crying all the time. Because she's not getting her way. Because she's overwhelmed and her sister won't help. I'm not the parent. She is. Family helps family, Rachel. I've helped plenty. I babysat when I was home. I've given her money. But I'm not sacrificing my PhD. My dad called. Your mother is exhausted. She can't keep watching these kids full time. Then Vanessa needs to find other childcare options. Daycare. A babysitter. She needs to figure it out. Those cost money she doesn't have. That's not my problem. When did you become so selfish? When my family asked me to give up everything I've worked for to enable my sister's irresponsibility. Extended family started reaching out. Aunts. Uncles. Cousins. We heard you got into a school in England. That's nice. But Vanessa really needs you here. Vanessa needs to be a parent. She is a parent. A struggling single parent. You could help. I am helping. By not enabling her to avoid her responsibilities. No one wanted to hear that. They wanted me to be the solution to Vanessa's problems. So she didn't have to change her lifestyle. 2 months before I was supposed to leave for Oxford, things escalated. Vanessa started a social media campaign. Posted on Facebook. Instagram. Twitter. My sister got accepted to a fancy school overseas. Meanwhile, I'm here raising 3 kids alone. My mom is exhausted from helping me. And my sister is abandoning us. Family should come first. But apparently education is more important than nephews who need their aunt. The post went viral in our extended family and community. Comments poured in. Family should always come first. Education can wait. Kids need you now. Your sister sounds selfish. Some people defended me. She earned this opportunity. She should go. It's not her responsibility to raise her sister's kids. But most sided with Vanessa. I was painted as the selfish younger sister. Choosing a fancy foreign degree over family. Abandoning my nephews. Leaving my elderly mother to handle everything. The narrative was compelling. And completely misleading. But people believed it. Because Vanessa was the victim. The struggling single mom. And I was the privileged academic. Never mind that I'd worked 3 jobs through undergrad. That I'd sacrificed everything for 7 years. That Vanessa had made her own choices and I had made mine. 1 month before my departure, Vanessa did something unforgivable. She called Child Protective Services. Filed a report claiming that I was the primary caregiver for her 3 children. That I had been living with them and taking care of them for years. And that I was now abandoning them to move overseas. She claimed the children were being neglected because their primary caregiver was leaving. It was all lies. Complete fabrications. But CPS had to investigate. A social worker showed up at my apartment. Ms. Torres, we received a report that you are the primary caregiver for 3 minor children and are planning to leave the country. That's completely false. Those are my sister's children. She's their mother. I'm their aunt. I don't live with them. I don't take care of them regularly. The report states that you've been living at the family home and providing daily care. I don't even live there. I live here. Alone. I visit occasionally. I babysat maybe 10 times in the past year. That's it. Can you provide documentation of your living situation? I showed her my lease. My utility bills. My mail. Everything proving I lived alone and had for 4 years. And the children's actual living situation? They live with their mother. My sister Vanessa. At my parents' house. My mother watches them when Vanessa is working or out. Not you? No. Not me. I'm a graduate student. I work. I have my own life. I help occasionally. But I'm not their caregiver. The social worker took notes. We'll need to verify this with your family. Please do. She visited my parents' house. Interviewed my mom. Interviewed Vanessa. Saw where the kids actually lived. The investigation concluded quickly. The report was false. No evidence of neglect. No evidence that I was the primary caregiver or that my leaving would harm the children. The case was closed. But I was shaken. Furious. My own sister had tried to use Child Protective Services to stop me from going to Oxford. Had filed a false report. Wasted government resources. Tried to sabotage me. I called her. How dare you? How dare you report me to CPS? I was trying to protect my kids. Your kids aren't in danger. You lied. You said I was their primary caregiver. That's a complete lie. You've been helping raise them. You know you have. I babysat occasionally. That's not raising them. You're their mother. Mom is their primary babysitter. I'm barely involved. Well, you should be more involved. They're your nephews. And they're your children. Your responsibility. Not mine. You're so selfish. All you care about is yourself. Your education. Your career. You don't care about family. I care about family. But I'm not sacrificing my future for you. Then don't expect me to be there for you when you need help someday. I don't. I've never expected anything from you. You're the one who's been taking from everyone your whole life. She hung up. I blocked her number. Blocked her on all social media. 1 month later, I left for Oxford. My parents didn't come to see me off. Didn't help me move. Didn't say goodbye. They sided with Vanessa. Completely. A few friends from my master's program threw me a small going-away party. Congratulations on Oxford. You earned this. Thank you. My family doesn't think so. Your family is wrong. This is an incredible achievement. I flew to England alone. Started my PhD program. Moved into student housing. Began my research. It was everything I'd dreamed of. The labs. The professors. The resources. The intellectual environment. I was working with world-class neuroscientists. Publishing in top-tier journals. Making real contributions to the field. For the first time in my life, I was around people who valued achievement. Who understood sacrifice. Who respected dedication. My supervisor was brilliant. Rachel, your work is exceptional. You have a real future in this field. Thank you. This program has been everything I hoped for. Your family must be so proud. I didn't tell her the truth. That my family had tried to stop me from coming. That they'd called me selfish for pursuing my dream. I focused on my work. On my research. On building my career. Back in Phoenix, according to social media, Vanessa was struggling. Posted constantly about how hard single motherhood was. How exhausted she was. How she had no support. Never mentioned that our mom was still watching the kids constantly. Never acknowledged that she still went out multiple nights a week. Just played the victim. The abandoned single mom whose selfish sister left for England. People ate it up. Commented with sympathy and support. You're so strong. Your sister should be ashamed. Family should support family. I didn't respond. Didn't engage. Just blocked anyone who sent me negative messages. After 6 months at Oxford, my mom called. I almost didn't answer. But I did. Rachel, how are you? I'm fine. Busy with research. That's good. Listen, I wanted to talk to you about coming home for Christmas. I can't. I have too much work. It's been 6 months since you left. The kids miss you. I'm sure they're fine. Vanessa is really struggling. She could use your support. Vanessa made it very clear she doesn't want my support unless it involves me sacrificing my career. She was upset. She didn't mean it. She reported me to child services. She absolutely meant it. That was a misunderstanding. It was a false report. An attempt to sabotage me. There's no misunderstanding. Can't you just forgive her? Move past it? No. I can't. And I won't. You're going to let this destroy our family? Vanessa tried to destroy my career. I'm just protecting myself. My mom sighed. When did you become so cold? When my family punished me for achieving my dreams. I didn't go home for Christmas. Or the next year. Or the year after that. I stayed in England. Focused on my PhD, published multiple papers. Won research grants. Built my career. I'm 29 now. 3 years into my PhD. On track to finish next year. I've been offered a postdoctoral position at Cambridge. After I complete my doctorate at Oxford. My career is thriving. I'm respected in my field. I'm doing meaningful research that could help people with neurological disorders. I haven't spoken to Vanessa in 3 years. Haven't seen my parents in person since I left. They send occasional emails. The kids are getting so big. Tyler is 13 now. He asks about you sometimes. I feel guilty about the kids. They didn't ask for this. They didn't choose to be caught in the middle. But I can't sacrifice my life to make up for their mother's choices. Vanessa is 35 now. Still living with our parents. Still working part-time. Still going out constantly. Nothing has changed. Except now she can't blame me for her situation. She has to take responsibility. Or continue blaming me from a distance. My mom is 63. Still watching the kids most of the time. Still enabling Vanessa. Sometimes I wonder if I should have stayed. If I should have helped more. Then I remember, I worked 7 years for Oxford. Sacrificed everything. Earned this opportunity through dedication and hard work. And my family asked me to throw it away. So Vanessa could keep avoiding responsibility. That's not love. That's manipulation. I made the right choice. I know I did. But it still hurts. Losing my family. Being estranged from my nephews and niece who I do love. Being called selfish for choosing my education. My career. My future. My therapist at Oxford helped me work through it. Your family asked you to sacrifice your dreams for someone else's convenience. That's not a reasonable request. But they're family. Shouldn't I help them? Helping means supporting people as they solve their own problems. What they wanted was for you to solve the problem for them. So they didn't have to change anything. So I'm not selfish for going to Oxford? You're the opposite of selfish. You worked incredibly hard for an opportunity that will allow you to help millions of people through your research. That's the definition of selfless. That perspective helped. Knowing that choosing myself wasn't wrong. I'm building a life here in England. Have friends. A research community. A purpose. I'm dating someone. Another PhD student. In physics. We met in the library. He knows about my family situation. Supports my decision. You can't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Exactly. I don't regret going to Oxford. Not for a second. I regret that my family made me choose. Between them and my dreams. But they made that choice. Not me. They could have celebrated my achievement. Supported my goals. Been proud. Instead, they demanded I sacrifice. And when I refused, they punished me. That's on them. Not me. I'm 29. Getting my PhD from Oxford. Building a career in neuroscience. Living my dream. And I did it without sacrificing who I am or what I worked for. That's not selfish. That's self-respect. Have you ever been asked to give up your dreams for someone else's convenience? Have you ever been called selfish for pursuing your education? Have you ever been punished for refusing to sacrifice your future for someone else's poor choices? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes the people who should celebrate your success the most are the ones who try hardest to prevent it. If you believe that working 7 years for Oxford means you get to go to Oxford, hit that like button and subscribe. Because earning a PhD opportunity through sacrifice and dedication is not something you give up to babysit. And refusing to enable someone's irresponsibility isn't selfish, it's smart.